welcome to On the Record with Tiffany and Kevin on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, home of conservative talk radio. Our politics is B1, our party is Republican, and our identity is the American Descendants of Slaves, foundational Black Americans, to which all people owe their freedom to. Right, Tiffany?
That's right. And we are Black first, always Black first. And we happen to have we have a Black icon with us today.
Yes, a legend. I remember from 90 and his lovely wife. I don't know how he landed this beautiful woman, but hey, man, you did something right. Keep it up.
I said about you, man. I'm like, you way outkick your coverage.
We have Reginald Ballard and his lovely wife, Edith Ballard. So how are you guys doing?
What's up, man? We good, man, on this nice Friday. Good Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Reginald appeared for me, was formational in my college years as Brubman from the fifth floor. My children know you as Bernie Mac's friend because they're watching a lot of those older shows from Bernie Mac.
We love Bernie Mac.
The big fella.
And then also for me, the other movie was one of the original gangster movies from my mindset that you played the uncle, right? On what was the Compton movie?
Which one?
The Compton movie.
No, the gangster movie I did was Menace to Society.
Menace to Society. Yeah, so that was the original movie.
I had a little short cameo in there.
Yeah, just a small cameo right there.
It was all good. Ain't no small parts, just small actors.
All right. So tell us a little bit about your history just here in Texas, how you met your lovely wife. You know, you guys are childhood sweethearts, right? Or
no.
You're both from Galveston, right? So walk us through that.
Yeah. We met. I met her in the 8th grade, man. Couldn't stand her all the way to our senior year in high school. So we didn't like each other all the way from the 8th all the way to the 12th. And we had a class in the 11th
grade, right? Yeah.
It was friction all that time, and I don't know how I'm sitting next to this girl right now because we did not get along.
Yeah, we often look at each other and say, "How did this happen?"
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
You were fortunate.
But I guess it's like saying opposites attract. So
I guess
somehow we pulled it together, and here we are, 35 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Wow! And so you guys are actually from Texas, right? So tell us a little bit about growing up.
Texas.
So tell us about growing up in Galveston and that whole thing here for our audience that doesn't know you.
Well, Galveston, man, is a small little island, man, and we the cool thing about being married to somebody from your hometown, you can always talk about things that they know about. You know what I mean? I can sometimes she think things that I already know what she about to say, and sometimes I can think things and she already know what I'm about to say, especially when it comes to our hometown. We know we like the same foods and we know we like the same spots when we go back home. And, it's just that, we know each other's family and it's just cool like that.
Yeah, we have mutual friends. And so a lot of times when we go back, we'll get together with, a group of our friends from our class. We graduated in 1984 and yeah.
Boy, you two look amazing.
Yeah, we old school, man. We old school. Yeah, we went to see Cooley High in the theater.
But you are a big football fan. I mean, you're a big football player in Galveston, yes. And back when you were mean, lean, and trim. And
some of our people are going to know you from your football days.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So tell us about that. About you playing SMU high school sports.
SMU days, man. Went to SMU, and that was another thing why we didn't get along, because if we used to lose a game in school, she'll come up to me, "What happened to y'all, Reginald?"
I knew he didn't like that, so I did that purposely.
Well, somebody has to be around to keep your head in check, so you're not getting
I guess that's
head.
What it is. Whatever. But it was
that's what we're here for.
Yeah, and then went to SMU, and guess who followed me?
Oh,
she came my junior year. She came up there, and we got an apartment, and we started kicking it, and moved to Missouri. Played my last year because At SMU at that time in 87, that's when we got the death penalty, man. It was a big scandal in 87. They have a big old story about us on ESPN 30 for 30 called Pony Excess. So if you want to see that, I'm on that. And it was a big scandal in 87 where we the only team in NCAA history that got hit with the death penalty.
I have a question for you. Just thinking about the death penalty back then, what do you think about name, image, and likeness that's coming up now? Because I think those kids should be able to capitalize on that.
Yes, NIL. I think they should definitely get paid because, I mean, you look at university. This is like, she went to USC out here. And when we first moved out here, USC was like it was a nice little size college. But now,
it's huge. Probably it spans like multi blocks
all over the city almost, and that's from athletes putting that type of butts in the seats. You know, like Michigan have 105,000 seats every other week that's filled up, parking, food, merchandise, and the athletes don't get anything. Nah, something ain't right there. So now you can, get money off of your name and your likeness. I think it's overdue.
Well, how do you respond to people who say, because Tiff and I, we argue the other side a lot, is, well, they're getting a free education. That should be enough, right? What's your response to that as a former athlete?
Why coaches should get paid? What they getting out of it? They get millions. They get millions. So a free education, okay, I can understand if you're getting a free education, but look, you can't work. You can't work. You can't get a job. So if you get a job maybe off season, but you can't get a job.
You are working. You're working. You're working as a student athlete. They are working and using your face, your name, and your likeness.
And you're working harder.
On top of that,
you're working harder than the construction worker.
That's right.
And on 148 degrees outside. Yeah.
The physical toll of the work that you're doing is substantial, and we would never. And see, this is the argument he and I have. There are kids right now at universities who are capitalizing on their name, image, and likeness, who are not athletes, and they are not penalized in any way by going to XYZ university, and they're just taking pictures of their feet or taking pictures of whatever people want to look at.
That's right. And
so
go ahead.
Anyway,
I was just gonna too. I mean, you could, now this is where I think we may disagree. It is with the amount of money they get. I hear some are, getting $1 million and I don't know, all the facts, but I just, I think that there should be some type of stipend, but there should be a cap, because who can put a price on, what one player gets versus another? Like, this one's getting $1 million, that one may get 100,000. So I feel there should be maybe a cap.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think that there should be some training, because it's just like with everything else. How do you negotiate? Who is negotiating for you? Now that everybody's not the same, because that's how we ended up with so.
It's just like anything else, I mean, LeBron James don't get paid more than doggone, somebody that don't have a name. You know what I mean?
So there's got to be some training there, but I don't think that there should be a cap on, because it's just like with anything else. You only have a certain period of time to capitalize on your name, image, and likeness if you're doing this, and hey, if Reginald is the most well-known tight back or whatever it is that you call defensive back in the country, and he can get $100 million over a 5-year period in various endorsement deals, he should be able to do that.
Right.
Now, this is funny to me.
A blue chip athlete, 5-star players, gonna get paid more than a 2-star player. You know what I'm saying? So because they sell products. So if you have a car dealership and they know that this person is the top athlete coming out, number one coming out of high school, he's not going to want the same as somebody that is going to Division II school.
He wants more. And you know what? And everybody that comes at me on this, especially on this conservative radio station, we're all supposed to be about free markets. So you better have your free market argument ready.
So Edith, you see what I have to argue with, right? We have this argument, and I'm just
I'm not taking any mess.
That's a great point. It is a great point.
Oh man!
But you deserve.
Yeah.
You deserve that, Edith. They should have paid you. You should have your own Edith brand from all your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't. The only reason why anybody's having this argument is because we're talking about it would be
majority black people.
Athletes.
Yeah, it'd be majority black athletes.
If this was all white athletes, we wouldn't even be talking about this. It would be how industrious and smart these kids are.
Now let me. Tiffany's background is that Tiffany was a fundraiser. And so Tiffany realizes that the impact that a win or a solid win that a football team or that the athletic department can bring to a university in terms of dollars. We could literally
bring in tens of millions of dollars on one game being won.
Right, one game.
Right.
And just
being won.
Like I say, imagine 105,000 seats at Michigan, the big house. And it's probably expanded since then. But imagine every other week, you getting 105,000 fans, plus parking, plus food, plus merchandise, man, plus TV revenue. Man, they making millions and millions.
Yeah, and then the revenue that is raised just with talking to big donors. A big donor will write you a $20 million check, and that is a normal thing.
That's it.
On a game being won.
They tell athletes here. Here, take this textbook. You get some textbooks. Here you go.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm prancing Edith up there. Hey, come and meet our sweet little athlete. She just ran and jumped and did all of this great stuff. Give me this $20 million check. And then Edith is trying to figure out how she's going to get gas money to get across town to church.
Right, baby. That's right.
I mean, it's a good point, but you're right.
And then they cut food off. After a certain time, you can't even eat after a certain time, but now they changed that too. So after a certain time, we used to be starving in the dorm. We big dudes, hungry. And I used to call all the time and say, man, we starving around here. like 9 o'clock come around,
you trying to take us out.
Don't do. Yeah.
All right. So, and Tiffany, Tiffany was telling me to behave. I was supposed to be the one to behave on the program.
Everybody you've been listening on the regular with Tiffany and Kevin. We got to take a moment to pay some bills, but you are here with us and two of our favorite people. Reginald Ballard and his better half, Edith Ballard.
On 9:30 a.m. The Answer, home of conservative talk radio.